from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Grandpa and Pappy Show. As we start a brand new week off together, hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. A lot of things going on in the land of the free and home of the brave right now. And there's a lot of concern for our great country right now. And I guess the biggest thing going on, Pappy, is our situation at the border, which led us up to today's topic, which we'll be talking about here in just a moment.
You know, there's always been a problem on that border.
Yeah.
I remember the days of old people. You stand there and watch them walk across the river.
Yeah.
You know, they knew where all the high spots were, I guess.
Well, President Trump got a hold of it and stopped it.
Yeah.
And now, with our current administration, they are putting out the welcome sign.
Yeah.
And it is, I watched a report Saturday that just was really disturbing on how really critical it is at our borders right now.
Oh, it's bad.
It is very, very bad.
And, you know, and as we discussed a little earlier, I'm retired Department of Homeland Security.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down there for some training in hopes of getting a good job with the state. I said, y'all can have it. I went on back to Houston.
It just said, this is it.
Screw that.
Well, before we get started, Karen and I went down Friday and got our first injection of the Pfizer vaccine for the COVID-19.
Yeah.
Funny story. We pull up, you know, you gotta text them to let them know you're in the parking lot. Then they'll text you back and tell you they're ready for you.
Where was this?
Down at Texas Health there on Jacksboro Highway.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we're down there waiting. And, you know, you and I have talked many, many times. I've been on the fence whether to take it or not.
I'm still straddling that fence.
And we're sitting there, and before we know it, there's an ambulance that pulled up right beside us. And a fire truck pulled right behind us, so there wasn't no leaving. I looked over at Karen and I said, oh, no, hell no. I ain't taking this damn thing.
Well,
she said, shut up, sit down, be quiet. You can't get out anyway.
You could be like Emmett and Linda when all this first started out. You know, there was coming out at CVS and inoculating people, or vaccinating people, rather. And they test you with the long swab up the snobs kind of thing. And I was out there and didn't even get tested. They got tired of waiting. Said, "The hell, you know, they're an older couple, you know." And old Emmett said, "Damn this!" So they went to the house and got a letter 2 days later.
Said they was positive.
Tested positive.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have been a fly on the wall in his kitchen that morning when he opened that letter.
Well, we wound up getting the shot. And there's a good friend of ours, Thomas, who is a paramedic, and he knew we were going up there, so he told Special K and I that we needed to take 2 ibuprofen 30 minutes before we take the shot, and we shouldn't be bothered by it very much. So
that's
he
what
was right.
Aunt Lou and Helen did.
Yeah, he was
I think
right.
They took some leave, and
they
weren't bothered at all.
We got it early Friday after the show, and never had a problem except for soreness in the arm where you get the shot, but that's it, and to be expected anyway.
How are you feeling at this moment?
Not very good. No, no, I'm doing fine. No after effects or nothing, and we were scheduled for April rather to get our second one. So we'll see how that goes. They say the second one's the worst.
I'll stand by and keep an eye on all of
Yeah, I guarantee you, if there's another ambulance pulls up, this kid's going home.
You're going to need more than a shot, huh?
It's God telling me something, you know.
Need CPR.
Today's show, everybody, it was suggested to us, and I could not remember the guy's name to save my life, but he said he just made a simple statement. Should Texas declare war against invaders to our border?
We have the constitutional right to do so.
Yes, and we're gonna impart that to you so that you can make up your own mind. As a lot of our listeners did write in, and they had some very, should I say, to the point opinions today.
Yeah.
So
as they always
let's
do.
jump right in. Jerry Blum of Lake Worth told us that Article 4 of the state constitution says, yes, we should.
By God.
Now, if you wonder what the Article 4 is,
Yeah.
here it is. Now, listen closely. This is Article 4 of the Texas Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
It states, it requires our government to protect and defend our borders.
Yeah.
If government does not, the Constitution, by virtue of the named part herein, authorizes the free citizens to defend themselves and their states in place of a treasonous government. In not defending our borders, government gives aid and comfort to a hostile invasion. And this, under Article 3, Section 3 of the Texas Constitution, is properly labeled as treason.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't seem to be bothering what's his name up in the White House.
No, not at all.
He's too busy. He's too busy.
And perhaps
poking
Governor
Korea in the butt,
Abbott should tell him, look, you either do something or we will.
I think he already has.
Well, he's kind of hinted that, but
Just by his
he's been a
actions,
little
yeah.
tied, you know.
Just by his actions. I mean, he's put what? I think there's now 1,000
National Guard, Texas
National Guardsmen, and either 500 to 1,000 DPS agents floating up down that river in them big boats.
Yeah.
With big guns on them. So,
man.
Well, Jimmy Hayes said Texas should have the right to take any action that protects the rights and freedom of its people, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
If that means finishing the wall Trump starting or sending state troops to stop the invasion of illegal aliens coming into our state, then so be it. Hell, we're trying to stop the coronavirus pandemic, and they're letting illegals come into our state and country that are infected. Where in the hell's the logic in that?
Well, he's got a great point.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I agree with you 100%.
Spot on. Well said.
You know, we just now got our masks mandate lifted by our governor.
Yeah.
And for those who do not want to wear a mask, are they running the infection from all the illegals coming in that are infected?
Don't get your eyes checked at Walmart. I'm surprised I didn't wind up in jail over that. I had my mask up. She said, you're going to have to put that up over your nose. You're going to have to leave. I said, it's one thing for you to tell me I have to wear a mask, but for you to tell me how to wear it, where's your manager? I lit his butt up, and I was short-lived in my visit there.
I heard that.
Out the door I went.
James Graham said they have every right to protect their state, let alone the U.S. border. Tracy Sanchez said, I certainly hope they're vaccinated, and their kids also. Well, Tracy, they're not.
That's a fact. And James, you're absolutely right. I mean, because this will impact the whole country eventually.
It will.
You know,
you're correct.
I mean, where they're coming in is not just Texas. They're coming in across California. And,
Arizona.
well, all the borders, yeah.
All the border states,
yeah. James Graham, we already said that. Cindy Gale Roberts-Thomas told Tracy that sadly they're not vaccinated, of course.
Right.
I read one report that said over 100 had already tested positive for the COVID-19 virus, and that was what, out of the first 180 people that came in?
Something like that,
Yeah,
yes,
it was
I agree.
staggering.
I agree with
Tracy came back and told Cindy that we're in big trouble then. Wonder why they don't vaccinate them when they come over.
Well, I will tell you, Tracy, that I wouldn't want to vaccinate them before our own Americans are vaccinated, if they wish to be vaccinated.
Well, if they're going to let them in,
Take care of America first. I'm sorry.
I'll gladly give mine up for the first one that crosses.
Well, Frank Edgar said, we whipped their butts once with a citizen army against their federal army.
Yeah.
I bet we could do it again. I wonder if Tennessee has any good men left that are qualified to help. Of course, he's talking about the 1836 Battle of the Alamo and us winning our independence.
I imagine they got some real men up in those hills that's just dying to step up.
Yeah.
You know?
Just dying to meet you.
Yeah. Michael Ramirez says Texas should take all steps necessary to protect their state. It seems our governor's plea to our new president has fallen on deaf ears. If that's the case, then Abbott should have every right to take the process in his hands of stopping the horde of illegals pouring across our borders. The same goes to all border states to stop the flow.
Now, Michael, that is a very, very astute observation.
That is hitting the nail on the head.
That is.
Yeah,
absolutely
Thanks
correct.
for sending that in, brother.
Paul Berryman said maybe declaring war is a strong term, but the state should take all necessary precautions to stop the flow of illegals coming into our state. Yeah. Perhaps Governor Abbott should make the announcement that anyone caught trying to cross our border without proper authorization will not be allowed to enter. Someone has got to do something, since our absent-minded president won't.
He don't even know how to climb a set of steps, man. What the hell's he going to do?
Did you see that on Facebook? They had some kind of meme in there that said, what kind of idiot falls up the stairs? He said, normally you fall down the stairs.
That's
not once, but 3 times.
I've only seen that one other time, and that was Divine Miss Helen going up the steps to our deck at the house. So I said, how the hell did you fall up? I mean, she started off on the ground, wound up on top of the deck.
That's funny. That's funny.
Michelle Elaine McFerrin and Susan Sorensen both said, hell yes. And Cindy Gail Roberts Thomas said, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Well,
protecting the border,
Yeah. Bob Baker said, how about we go ahead and secede? Then we can do what we want without D.C.'s interference.
Yeah.
Jerry Franick eagerly agreed with Bob about the secession.
Well,
So,
it's
there
not
you go.
politically correct to secede because
Well,
of
there's a lot more opinions we're going to be sharing with you, but we're going to take a quick time out for this, and we'll be right back after we watch this.
Yep.
We're back. When we left you, our friend Bob Baker was telling us just go ahead and secede.
Yeah.
And then we can do what we want to without D.C.'s interference. But we'll get back now to our opinions. Go ahead, Pappy.
Leonard Fisher seemed to disagree with Bob Baker by saying the last time we did that, it didn't turn out so great. But Johnny Northcutt said we might as well secede from the Union and keep the Californians out too. To which Tammy Parker said an emphatic hell yes.
Hell yes.
Don't California my Texas.
That's
back.
it. That's it. Norma McDonald said we can barely take care of ourselves and our homeless veterans.
Yep.
With this goat they call a president in the office, the struggle is real right now with the pandemic. So yes, absolutely, they should have that right.
Yeah. Jimmy Whitman told us that every state should have the right to protect themselves. The Texas Constitution lays a responsibility for protect at the feet of the federal government. If they fail to uphold their end, the Texas Constitution says we have the right to defend our borders. Mm-hmm. Put that in your pipe smoke at President Biden and all your liberal Democrat friends. I wonder how he really feels.
No kidding.
With enough troops on the southern border, I'm sure the flood of humanity would stop without bloodshed, and I disagree with that because which border are you talking about? There's a lot of back doors out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of back doors, but with enough troops now, I will say, Jimmy, with enough troops lining that border and turning away anybody trying to cross it.
Well, I'm like them Cajun alligator hunters. Shoot them.
Shoot them.
Shoot them. That'll keep their ass on the other side
Ooh,
of the
that thing.
Shoot 'em.
Let's see here. Crawford Young says, so all the people moving in from California are just the legal immigrants, right?
Yeah.
Randall Kavanagh said, indeed. How about we start with the idiot who let them in, Joey O'Biden, and his boss, O'Bummer. Leanne Williams Logan and Patricia Ann both said they agree.
Well, so do I. Mark Williams said on Instagram that Texas just needs to give the Biden administration a timeline to act upon, or they will. We can imagine the damage this state and our country are going to suffer by letting in this massive amount of people with their diseases, gang members, criminals, terrorists, or cartel members. It will be devastating.
And he's absolutely correct.
And it's not just the Mexican border. I mean, they're opening the gates, letting them in everywhere. Major ports, coming off the ships like a bunch of damn cockroaches, you know.
Jeez Louise. That's scary.
Yeah, it is.
Sue Carroll said most of the illegals coming across seem to be under 18. Which parent in their right mind would let children go into another country by themselves without assurances that they would be cared for?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. So I have a massive problem with the morals and understanding of these people. Sorry, that's the way I feel.
No sorry needed, dear heart. You got your right of opinion just like everybody else does.
That is correct.
And I somewhat agree with that.
That
I
is
surely
correct.
do. What a moved my finger. Twyla Richards said the people who told them they could come over are the ones we need out of the office. Where is the backbone of any branch of government that we voted into the office to protect our rights?
Now let's look at what's happened over the weekend.
Yes.
They bust, what was it, 1,200 boys under 18 to the Dallas Convention Center, the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, that they're going to house those boys there.
I think they sent
Also,
like 170 of them back or something like that. But the rest of them,
I didn't hear that, but and then yesterday it was announced that the federal government was working with some hotel chain to take up all of their rooms, like another 5,600 beds in all, and the federal government is going to be paying this hotel chain to house these illegals
Well, it's just like
because they're out of room.
Well, it's just like everybody else that deals with the government. They're probably going to get 15 times the normal rent, which is sky high anyway. What you got, K-Bird?
Yeah, they're giving $89 million, I think, to ICE to house the illegal immigrants in hotels.
Yes.
I didn't hear that it was a chain, but it could have been.
Yeah, it's a smaller
And the
chain,
other thing I want
but-
to say is not all the Californians moving to Texas are liberal left-wingers.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah, we know that first.
The ones
The
we've met are
conservative
very
ones,
conservative.
hey, we welcome you. Come on in.
That's right. How you doing out there, Sean Bubba? Oh, Sean
Yeah,
Albert.
how you doing out there, Gigi, and all you guys in Orange County?
Yeah.
Nice to have you along with us.
Yep.
Let's see here. Pete Rodriguez agreed with a statement our own Pappy, there you go, made
good.
by saying, yes, I agree, but they don't only come through Mexico. They come in from the north. They come in from the ports in New York, California, and Florida. It's not only Mexicans. When we go to Mexico, we're on vacation. But when they come here, are they alien?
Well, I can tell you the difference real quick.
We come back.
Money. We spend
No,
money when we
we go to
there.
Mexico to go on vacation. We come back home.
Yeah, after we spend our money.
Yeah.
When they come over here, they spend our money too. It's win-win for the other team.
Go figure.
Shirley Mills said, we're ready in my house. Michael Anderson says they should protect their borders. To hell with the federal government. Keep your state safe. Susan Bliss said an emphatic yes. Well said, Shirley.
Yeah, buddy.
I guarantee you
I bet she's loaded to the arm.
she got a scatter gun across her lap in that rocking chair, I guarantee you.
Brad Cook said, heck no. We need to declare war on the idiots that are allowing this and that to happen.
Yep.
Tracy Sanchez said, I agree with you, Brad. It's just getting crazy.
It is
It's getting crazy.
Yeah, and it's been building up just like we discussed earlier for years. I mean, this was in the early to mid '80s that I went over and trained with the Border Patrol.
Right.
Some scary stuff going on over there.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean,
I was
Why?
raised. If you throw a rock at me across the river, I'm going to shoot you.
you know,
Especially
it's
if I get
just
hit.
it's just pure illogical to me that the Democratic Party has changed all of the immigration policies put into place by President Trump that was working.
Yep.
And he had cooperation from Mexico and Venezuela, and they were making sure that those immigrants that wanted to come to the United States were doing it through the proper channels.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, old Stumblebutt gets into office, and first thing he does is do away with all the policies. You know, it's just nuts. What you got, Kay?
But let's get real here. We know the reason why they're doing this.
It's an agenda.
The reason they're doing this is because in their minds that they're going to be a vote for a Democrat because they let them in.
They're going to let all of them in and give them amnesty.
It's all political.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It's pure politics.
Yeah, well, it's
I am not a crook.
and it's leading up to one world order. You know, that's exactly
well, it's leading to one party rule, which is dictatorship.
Yeah.
So one party rule, then nobody else has a voice except for that one party that's in control.
I agree. Yeah. I agree 100%.
That's exactly what this is all about.
That's a fact.
It's still, I mean, to me, if Biden and his administration would have actually looked at the policies that were created by President Trump, forget about it. You've already claimed all of the accolades on the coronavirus vaccine that Trump put into place, that it was your idea.
Done stole his thunder.
You can use that. You can use his policies too. You know, just reinstall them at the immigration department and let them do their job. You can take credit for it. I
don't give a damn who takes credit for it. Just do it.
Do it.
What you got, Kay?
And what I want to know is our tax dollars paying for the Biden Let Us In shirts that every one of them have on coming through the border? Who is buying those T-shirts?
George
Better
Soros.
not be my tax dollars.
You can count. You can count on it.
You know, all everybody even has to do is just stop paying taxes, and then be, you know.
Yeah. Then they can start building more federal penitentiaries.
I've told you many times you let Kay.
To say anything.
Yeah, I've told you many times you let Special K get up on that soapbox. Yeah. Look out.
That's right.
That girl gets deadly.
That's right. Makes a lot of sense, though. Cheryl Caswell Richards told us she agrees 100% Biden should get off his lazy ass and tell him not to come. Tim Hollis said, I'm down for a good arse whooping of any kind or any and all illegals, including those in D.C. Chris Schomburg told us again about Article 4, Section 4 of the Texas Constitution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I hope you heard that at the first of our comments where we actually read that article to you.
Read it again.
Yeah, well, I can do it. I can read it again here in
We're
just a second.
Scared. We'll repeat ourselves over and over until somebody hears it.
Let me dig it up here. Article 4 states it requires our government to protect and defend our borders. If government does not, the Constitution, by virtue of the name part herein, authorizes the free citizens to defend themselves and their state in place of a treasonous government.
Which we have one.
Mm-hmm. In not defending our borders, government gives aid and comfort to a hostile invasion. Yeah. And this, under Article 3, Section 3 of the Texas Constitution, is properly labeled as treason.
That's right.
That's correct.
Pretty clear.
Yeah. Yeah, it states it right there. I mean, good Lord, by letting all these people in, they may not be armed, but they're invading our country and they're giving them aid and comfort.
More than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, I agree with you. And finally today, Jimmy Greene said an earlier opinion stated that we just need to post enough troops along the Texas borders to stop the stem of illegal crossings.
Yeah.
To this, I agree 100%.
Yep.
I am not for a blood-shedding war where innocent people are killed. After all, it was Biden who caused this invasion with his open invitation to these people to come to the United States.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why he abolished President Trump's immigration policies that were working, only to have Biden open the gate. But with enough troops at the border, I believe it would stop. Those stupid enough to fire on troops would not like the results.
There's a whole pine box full of people that can testify to that, I bet.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
Once again, we asked, and you guys stepped up.
Boy, y'all did step up.
Pretty damn common thread going on.
And thank you, Jerry Blum, for providing that Article 4 of the Texas Constitution to us. We appreciate that.
I've never seen him make that kind of sense at the field office.
Well, he hadn't had that much tequila when he said it.
So. I wouldn't have understood him anyway, because I have.
But thank you very much. And we're going to be talking more about this border stuff going on. I mean, until they put a stem on it, it's going to be difficult for all of us Americans to shoulder the burden. It's going to be difficult.
Well, we shouldn't be expected to.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments that we have received over the week.
Right.
Billy J. Steelman wrote on Instagram that he noticed we had invited any Democrat to voice their opinion or support for President Biden.
Yeah.
He says, I see where no one took you up on it and told you how great their president is. Just a lot of crickets. And if you notice, nobody did. I mean,
They haven't. We invite both
I
sides of
opened-
the party.
I actually opened
Every
up
show.
the floor. We would make a whole show
Yeah.
for you Democrats to state your reasons why your party's doing so well and the president's doing so well right now.
I'll call in sick that day.
Well, not even Sissy piped in.
No.
I don't think.
No,
Did she?
Nobody has. I mean, the only ones that have responded, well, we've had gifts of crickets and people going, no.
It's because they have nothing to say.
I understand.
Nothing nice to say.
Don't ever
about
Nothing
say
it.
nice to
we
s- I
did
mean-
not give you a chance because we gave you the chance.
That's right.
And I've had that up for 1 week now.
We'll extend it again today, right here, right now. Let's hear what you got to say about it.
Well, look at here.
Big Al Baker, by God, out in East Texas, our
Yes,
buddy.
sir.
Said he enjoyed the show and whether to wear a mask or not. He says, I'll let you in on a little secret, boys. Me and the little woman don't ever wear one, and since we don't go off the farm much, we never saw the need to. Keep up the good work, boys. Good hearing you from you, Al.
Yeah, don't stay a stranger, Al.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the first post we've seen from him in about 3 weeks.
We're getting close to finding out where you live, so you better stay in touch.
I have a PI on this. No,
That's
I'm
right.
kidding. I'm kidding. Macy Reynolds said she agreed with our show on the new COVID bill that passed. How come there are not that many more people angered over all the pork that's in the bill? $1.9 trillion is a lot of money that will have to be paid back through taxation.
And that's just where it starts.
Well, here's what gets me. We still got $1 trillion left from the last bill that hasn't been spent.
I bet it has. I bet it's meant
No,
to.
it's sitting there in the Treasury. It has not been spent.
So
I
they
swear I
say.
heard that this morning.
I bet it's in somebody's personal checking account.
Nancy.
That's right. DeMarcus Fleming said on YouTube our show on gender equality didn't dig deep enough. You guys and your viewers had some good comments, but you didn't explore the reasons kids and adults are proclaiming to be transgenders now. Good show, though.
Well, DeMarcus,
Probably because we don't know either.
yeah, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what would make a little boy think they're a little girl or vice versa. In my feeble mind, I just don't understand.
I wish
So
we
I
had an
can't
answer.
comment on it. You know?
Brainwashing tactics, I guess. It all starts at home, I think.
That's true. And finally today, let's see, Michael Mason said, I just found you guys on Facebook, and I've enjoyed reading the opinions that people are sending in.
Yeah.
Seems like I'm not the only one with a differing opinion.
We got a whole slew of them there, buddy.
Yes, we
And
do.
We appreciate you hopping on board with us, Michael.
Hey, listen, if you have an idea or suggestion for the show, it's very easy on how you can do this.
Yeah.
You can always send it to our email account, which is right over my shoulder there, grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
That's a fact.
Or
Or you can simply hit us up directly on our show website page, which can be found at www.grandpaandthelletterin.pappy.com.
Yes, sir.
That's grandpaandpappy.com, where you'll see this big red button, hocus pocus. Mash that big red button and subscribe. Won't cost you a thin penny.
absolutely free.
That's right. Can't get any better than free. And unlike the government, when we say free, we mean free.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can go to our group page, Grandpa and Pappy Facebook group page, and there you can see a lot of these opinions unedited
Yeah, like Michael
before it
Mason
hits
did.
there.
By God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, Michael, for that. I appreciate you right now.
And by the way, you can even get in touch with us via Instagram and Twitter. and Facebook off of our show website page.
Absolutely.
So, and if you do subscribe, it'll give you the opportunity to watch any one of our 139 previous shows that we put up
It's
today.
been a bunch. Been a bunch.
Be sure and tune in to show number 4. That's my fave.
Yeah, that's one of our all-time favorites. Hey, it's been fun today. Thank you
It
guys
has.
so
Always
very much
Yeah, you
for
guys
taking time out of your busy day to join us.
Too good to
And
us.
to take time out to send us your opinions
Yeah.
on the question of the day, because this program is actually your program. We just read
is.
it.
Yeah, we
we
just-
want to make sure that your voice is never silenced.
It's your voice. We just want it to be heard. So.
We end every program by telling you to reach out and hug your kids and let them know you love them.
And I hope the hell you let them know that they're well loved on the Grandpa and Pappy Show,
Yes,
too,
we
by
do.
God.
Yes, we
That's
do.
right.
Hey, until we see you on our next episode, take care of one another. Everybody be safe. God bless you. God bless America.
See
And
you-
we'll see you there.
See you right back here on Friday. Y'all have a
All
great
right.
week.
Take care.
Later.
Bye-bye.